tournament.
Like bow in threes is like that's the weapon I thought we wouldn't see at all. Like I definitely was. I was like, okay, I think bow's too committal, and also not to mention you have the sight, which is another thing we like haven't really seen much today. Because even when Fate was out earlier, the orb was the only thing that was really getting used. So maybe it's just the range of Moonin's anti-air signatures. That might be like, that's like the main thing I can think of, because you can't jump around Moonin for free.
Yeah, this pick really is, okay, Blue is just going to go crazy on the edge with Hattori and go Spear, Ground Pound, and Recovery, the classic Spear edge guards. But yeah, this Moonin pick is really interesting because Macheeete is a Scythe player. Like, we've seen a lot of Scythe in the past, a lot of Mordex specifically. But, yeah, bow is not something I would have expected to see too much of today. And, I mean, we haven't seen any of it so far. I don't remember how much bow was played in South America.
Also, so they were not actually locked into those picks that I was looking at before. It's actually Rayman, Val, and Mordex coming out from them, and specifically Pavelski over on the Mordex. So that just shows me that Pavelski is going to do what we expect him to do. Send him towards me off stage, and I will get the stock.
So if I'm looking at hysen, Neeze, and Pavelski, I sort of have similar thoughts that I do with Godly, Swada, and Zyder, as in, like, Neeze is the Zyder of that team.
Yeah.
But then also hysen and Pavelski aren't quite at the level that, like, Godly and Swada are. So this is sort of just, like, to me, a lesser version of that team. But obviously, from what we've seen today so far, the Zyder of this team could pop off and go crazy like Zyder already did. Unfortunately, not really the case in Game 1 so far, as Neeze is first one on final stop.
Well, you needed Neeze's mobility to be like, or like just regular stage control to be the thing, and line up for those knockouts. It has not been, as hysen falls as well. So the red team suffering quite a bit here. We know that those stocks can fly with that team comp. They do have a very good combo-based team comp. The problem is they haven't been able to find it, as Neeze currently suffering against Ted in the Val Ditto on the left. Ted's been winning out.
Ooh, Pavelski. Try to gravity cancel the signature. Nice down air is going to send Blue down below. He did get the neutral air, and the sword neutral air actually sent him up.
Okay, so, all right, Pavelski moment ×2. He got 2 edge guards, but also almost threw away his own. So that was almost, that still would have been 2 Pavelski moments. But that actually gets them a bit closer. If they could find this on Macheeete, this will be an even game all of a sudden, as hysen currently set deep off stage, so you cannot afford to have either one of these 2 fall. Actually, nobody fall. The red team is extremely hurt right now.
Macheeete is looking for KOs because of that. You're seeing so many signatures come out from Macheeete. You've seen a lot of the down, seen a lot of the neutral as well. We'll see how much of this kit he actually uses once he has Scythe in his hand, too.
Pavelski actually had a great reversal, trying to go for the side stick, but not going to get it, and Pavelski can be forced to take that ground pound, as hysen pretty much has no correct option right now. Does catch Ted at least, but that dare is going to come through. That weapon toss down is going to make sure to seal the deal, and that's going to be the blue team taking the first game.
Damage number-wise, it is going to be Macheeete coming in with the least damage on the blue team, but still 473. Meanwhile, blue putting out 541, and I didn't catch, 572 from Ted. So good
on Ted.
Good numbers, really good numbers coming out from Ted.
I think a majority of what Ted was doing so well is that he was just straight up beating Neeze in the Ditto. Anytime I saw Neeze and Ted try to fight, Ted won. And anytime that somebody tried to go and rush down Ted, he was just holding center. Like, and right there, going for that ground pound, there was like one of the few times I saw Ted actually overextend off stage, quote unquote, because his center stage gameplay was so good. And I think that's what you want out of Val the most, is controlling that center. It's simplicity. You have sword and you have gauntlets. There's not really too much that you're going to get surprised by in those situations. But Ted was phenomenal on that, and was always there to line up with the quick knockouts with those siders and those recoveries.
I had to be a dude on the computer while you were just like laying down
actual
beautiful facts. I'm glad that you did that, because I just had to message Polymonto, who Ted? Because I don't really know who Ted is. Ted coming in here at what appears to be, this is an old power ranking, so don't fully quote me on this, 70 in twos. A twos PR of number 70. And power 1v1, brother, you cannot even find him on this.
Shout out to Polymonto, by the way. We appreciate our EU stats lord for always helping us out. Right now, somebody send help, please, to Blue. Blue is suffering at the hands of Pavelski. Finally gets back through, though, because Ted got down there quickly to break that up.
hysen, of course, coming in with this Olgrim pick, a classic that we've seen from hysen. A shockingly low number of lances on the roster that we have on the screen. It is only hysen.
Yeah.
The only lance in the game.
Look at Ted once again. Caught the nair, gets the cider off the side. Bro, Ted is actually going off as he almost finds another one on Pavelski. Like, Pavelski can't even afford to chase some of his guys. Meanwhile, Hysen on the right, catching him, slipping. Dude, okay, all right. I may have been looking at the Macheeete team is definitely one that I was looking at earlier. Like, this seems like a solid pick, but I don't know how far it's going to make it today. I may have been criminally underrating them so far the way that they've been playing because Ted was the big question mark and Ted is the ace.
Dude, yeah, Ted's filthy. They're going to start calling him Dirty Ted. Or at least I'm going to start calling him Dirty Ted.
I shot about a way to make a Dirty Dan reference. Like, I got nothing right now. I got nothing. But Pavelski has nothing left either. My goodness, Pavelski has been getting jumped. And they had that 1 point off stage where they had 3v1. But the Neutralites are going to go ahead and send blue packing at least so Hysen gets them a bit closer. Look at how many times Pavelski has been stuck in the skies, though. Like, actually, Pavelski can't. Like, if you want to avoid Pavelski edge guards, just keep him in the skies.
I mean, it's been working so far to not only not get taken out, but also take Pavelski out in the process. We have 6 stocks to 3. Blue looking really good. Macheeete looking very good. Ted, you know, getting towards the red, but still, Ted's been playing lights out today.
Bro,
definitely not a what are you doing here moment for Ted on this blue team.
Like, I just want to name this whole segment. Who is Ted? As he gets him, almost gets him again, and this guy's literally stopped fighting Ted on that top platform. Like, that has been a whole problem as he just misses the nair, but look at the way the positioning was for blue to cover. Somehow Pavelski gets his way back on. Meanwhile, Hysen struggling to find center.
If you're good at Brawlhalla and you're EU, tell me who Ted is. DM me on Twitter. Who is Sparky, please. Because Polly, I don't know what time it is in EU. He may be asleep.
Well, we need
Or he might be doing commentary.
That's true. Actually, he might be on.
Which is kind of messed up because I derailed our commentary to message him, so he should only be willing to do the same for me.
He should be reading chat. Well, and his DMs. But blue, holding on to that one. Oh my goodness, red team is getting quite literally bodied. That recovery is going to come up off the top. Ted, make sure he gets another one on the board. How many was that? Let's see, Ted, another 5.
Bro, 5 again. And 639 damage. Ted is carrying this team.
Yeah, Ted has been waiting for 3v3s is the answer here. Okay. Look, all right, my defense may be, like, okay in the other ones, but my advantage is amazing.
Dude, it makes sense. The more people you add into the video game, the better Ted gets. That's why he's not power ranked in 1v1s on the page. But he is 70 in 2v2. And then apparently after this weekend, he will be #1 ranked in PR for 3v3. Bro, undisputed 3v3 champion.
The way he's playing, I'm ready to give him the title. Like,
straight up.
Like, actually carrying so well, playing well in the scrambles. Look, Val was definitely one of the picks we expected to be really good at, like, being a quick way to go get some knockouts, but mostly as a breakup character. Like, just get in there, hit a quick side air, hit D-Light, line people up for knockouts with the gauntlets. No, Ted actually said, no, this is my show. This is my show. And confirmed in 2021, spring doubles, Ted got 7th. Or it might have been this year.
Literally said might have been this year. I don't know.
Look, shout
Bro,
out
you have a computer. Look it up. I'll look it up.
Shout out to production for giving us at least some help on this. But we're going to see a switch up here. I mean, honestly, I think this might be the best thing that they could do because they need as much room to get away from each other as possible. And Blackguard Keep seems to be the only thing that happens. But Blue and Ted over there honestly, what's crazy, Sparky, is the weakest link has been Pavelski. Like, actually is the part that's, like, throwing me off for a loop. As we see the switch of him off of that, and it doesn't matter because it hasn't really changed much so far.
It was 7th in spring championships this year. He has played a total of 4 doubles tournaments in his, 4 doubles tournaments in his entire life. One of which is Source Code, and then another one is Fool's Gold. So not a long career for young Ted, Dirty Ted, as they call him.
Yeah, well, actually, so speaking on the red team synergy, actually has gotten so much better in this game. Pavelski stalled for as long as he could to get Crestu to get underneath him and get a nair to send him back up. But even after that, Crestu answered back, also switching over as well. So a multiple character switch right now from the red team has actually been working out much better. And the fact that they've been forcing people to go fight them on the small platforms has been working a lot so far.
Now, I do want to mention, Polymonto has told me about Ted before. Nothing like super in-depth, but he did tell me to watch out, seriously watch out for Ted. And this is like back in January, February, March, April, May 4th, 2022. So Poly been calling this.
Well, Poly with the future sight. But Ted is getting jumped right now, and I think that is the correct choice. They needed to shut down Ted as quickly as possible, and that has been working out so well for them. And also this Taro swap from Pavelski actually has been working pretty good. Like, we were wondering if we'd see some Taros to show up, maybe some hammer play at some point. It's mostly been the axe, I won't even lie, but Pavelski's been surviving at least a bit longer so far with this Taros.
He has not committed too much whatsoever with the hammer in his hand. Honestly, he's been taking a lot of team damage from hysen and Neeze. Pavelski, there's the recovery. It's going to send through the soft platform. Finds the KO there, dominating, which means he found 3 KOs in that second stock. Things looking pretty good for the red team here.
Bro,
Neeze is going to fall. That's true.
They were doing so good, and then Ted team wipes. He gets the double and then gets the immediate follow-up. Like,
I forgot about the Ted factor.
Yo, he was getting jumped. He was down to his last stock. He was literally not playing this game, and then has now brought them back.
They do call him High T Ted. That's what the T in Ted stands for, is High T. Because my main is teed up, ready to go. Oh, that little bit of team damage on that recovery. That might have actually helped Ted out a little bit, but...
High T Ted, man, no performance issues on this guy. He's doing just fine as he gets him over on the side.
I don't know if I can say that. I apologize if I'm not allowed to say that. That was on me.
Blue is going to be set backing off the side. Ted cannot win that 3v1. We're going to see another game.
We're going to be going into game 4 here on this one. Man, dude. Okay, Neeze, 678 damage. We've heard, like, our question mark players have just been stepping up today. We saw it earlier with Zyder. We see it with Ted, Dirty Ted as they call him. And then at least that game, we saw it with Neeze. I haven't paid too much attention to Neeze's numbers in the previous games. I know early on he was getting taken out pretty early.
Yeah.
Still could have had healthy numbers. But we'll see as that progresses, because the last game was really good for Neeze.
Yeah, and we're gonna see hysen actually. No, never mind. It's just the character, the skin switch, which is the right call. Go with the Akuma. Still, this the counter picks, however, coming in from Neeze and Pavelski mattered a lot, because Neeze's Vow was not it, and Mordex from Pavelski was also not it. That switch up mattered a lot, as we almost see a knockout off the top from Neeze to start it off.
It's so hard to get yellow KOs.
Yeah, he tried.
I truly cannot express that enough. Whenever you get even remotely close to a yellow KO, whether it's off the bottom, on the edge, off the top, it is so difficult to get those. Okay, the cannon coming out from Macheeete here. You mentioned earlier about how cannon could go off in this mode.
Yeah.
We saw Ninja do some pretty good stuff with cannon earlier, but we'll see what Macheeete is able to do with it here.
Well, we got a couple of big strings to open things up there. However, the Brawlhalla knockouts are going to come in flying regularly, but instantly answered back with their revenge KO was Ted onto Neeze. So not too big of a difference they have. I mean, you got both hysen and Pavelski deep in the red. Pavelski getting caught in the middle of everybody, luckily getting set only towards the right, because he's got, like, he's been willing to box in the center. It's not been working out too well. As hysen also falls once again by, guess who? The hands of Ted.
Okay, that's going to be Pavelski falling. Macheeete getting the KO there. hysen looking to at least get the turnaround, the revenge, and he does. Macheeete now coming in on the second stock. We are almost even between these two, but Ted and Blue being pretty red. Pavelski does get the turnaround, almost got the KO off the top, almost got the KO off the top, not
Pavelski
quite.
is refusing to let Blue breathe. Like, he finally gets his way back down to the stage, but he took 4 hits in the midst of all that and didn't fall. But Blue finally falls. Pavelski saw a target, and he was not done.
Ted getting sent over to the right side of the stage. A lot of chaos happening. A bunch of signatures ended up coming up and interrupting so many different moves from both blue team and red team.
Pavelski's Taros actually going in right now. Gets a side air to close that out. Hysen's doing a great job of controlling center most of the time. Blue is going to answer back, though, on Neeze. Not letting this get too far away.
Nice.
The red team is pretty chunked. All they need to do is get rid of hysen.
Oh, nice interruption coming out from Ted there. Neeze was coming in for likely the D-Light recovery. That could have been maybe not immediately the KO, but could have led to the juggle that leads to the KO. You Ted coming in, grabbing both members of the red team with the sidelights. His sidelights are going off right now.
Yeah.
He's not able to convert it into too much. I think he doesn't want to commit too much to one target.
Hysen finally going for a stage, like a playoff stage 2. He was controlling so well in center, and luckily he didn't fall to the reversal from Blue. But speaking of Blue, actually, he's taking a lot of damage here on this last one. Very even to actually, never mind, even across the board for both. Macheeete pretty chunked, Hysen pretty chunked, but somebody's getting a 2v1 soon as we
Pavelski.
see Pavelski he gets a knockout. Sparky, actually, this is like incredibly close still.
Yeah,
like,
there are a lot of damaged members on the red team. Also on the blue team, we could see Pavelski get a little bit crazy and start finding stocks. He does have the hammer, so I don't know if he has as safe of a signature as he does with like the axe down signature like we just saw him use. There's the side air. The weapon toss goes over Ted's head. Yo, is Ted going to get back for this one? Not only fending off Pavelski, but also fending off Hysen, getting a KO on a Pavelski, taking him out of this game.
All of this coming from the fact that Neeze's 2 attempts at D-Light recoveries and the deep plays at the top did not lead to knockouts. That could have completely shifted the game in the red team's favor. Instead, now Hysen all by his lonesome, looking at 2 very unhealthy players. He needs to hit both of them. That's why Macheeete is taking the lead right now.
Bro, Ted is dominating. That's 3 stocks that he's taken on his final stock, and 2 of them were at this damage range. Look how damaged he is. Look how red he is. And he's still finding multiple KOs without getting hit.
That's the same as what we saw for the last game. However, Hysen is playing so well around this. Like, Macheeete hasn't been able to slow him down enough. Ted can't afford to take a single hit. Like a straight hit sider recovery will take him out. That's going to force the 1v1.
Macheeete taking the lead on this one. Ted's going to move in just a little bit. Oh, that's tough. Finds the neutral light again, sending Hysen over to the corner. Side sig right over the corner. Ted is going to close that one out. I believe that was 4 stocks for Ted on his final stock in the game. 6 KOs. 540 damage. Then look at Macheeete. 2 KOs there. I believe he put out 600 plus damage.
Every single game, lining up the damage for Ted to close it out.
Dude,
he had no less than he had 4 in one game, and then it was 5, 5, 6. Always the ace, and 2 of those games, like you just mentioned with that one, was down to last stock. Very unhealthy territory. You can't afford to do anything. And he got a double edge guard reversal. Like, that is absurd, how good his defense was in this mode. Ted was built for 3s, and I am now a fan of Ted after we see Ted take out one of my predicted picks to get towards top 3. That is going to send them into the winner's semi side.